what it is. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I tried to get this chat box over here. Hopefully this is turning out good for you guys. I don't know if I can make it bigger. Give me a second here. I want to make sure I get your guys' comments in here. Yeah, I think that did it. Okay, that's good enough. Welcome to a ProfitLink live stream. We don't do this often, but we're going to start doing it about once a week. We're going to be hosting a free public live stream. Now, typically we host private live streams almost every single day in the ProfitLink Discord. Half the time it's learning sessions from our other analysts, and then a lot of it is from yours truly. We talk about strategies. We talk about your favorite stocks. We talk about my favorite stocks. We talk about everybody's favorite stocks. And we simply just cover some of the hottest plays in the market. So if you're interested in that, you're going to have to sign up for ProfitLink. But in the meantime, enjoy the free private public or the free public live stream. If you haven't gotten a chance yet, go ahead and follow us on Instagram. I'm sure Instagram is what has brought you here. But if you're not from Instagram, go ahead and follow us at profitlink.co. And if you want to sign up for more, click this link here and you can join up on our Discord. Now, there's two options to join. You can join for free, which we do give out free daily watch lists, okay, for stocks and crypto. If you're interested in that at the very least, if you want to just dabble first before diving in, this is a good option for you. And then beyond that, you know, we have options here for monthly access, 3-month access, and lifetime access, of course. Now, let's dive right into it. So typically the way I do my live streams privately is that we will go over a market analysis. I get the whole team ready for each and every day of the week. Okay. I get the whole team ready. We talk about, you know, anything, any event that could shake up the markets. And we also talk about what the markets look like on the charts. And then beyond that, I talk about, you know, the plays of the day, the plays I took, the plays you guys took. We do trade analyses. I get everybody covered with any questions they have, and there's no such thing as a dumb question. If we have to spend 30 minutes showing you how to sign up for Robinhood, we're gonna do that. Okay, so that's simply what we do. Now let me check the chat here. Abraham, what's up, brother? Sebastian's here. German, Greeny, Chris, Nismo. Let's see. A Greeny ever blew an account in that? Okay. All right. So I do have the webcam on. I don't do this often. I don't even do this on the private live streams, but the reason I'm putting the webcam on is just so I can put a face to it. I probably won't have the webcam on much. I don't know yet. I'm still figuring it out. Right now, kind of a plain background. I'm actually moving to my new place tomorrow. So after I get through all of this live stream, I got to take apart all of my shit. Like I got to completely dismember all of my computer setup, put it in a shit ton of totes, and then fucking, you know, haul it out tomorrow and then set it all back up again. So bear with me the next few days here, but by the time we host the next free public live stream, we should be all up and running. Plan right now, we're probably going to do them every Wednesday or Thursday, okay? So who do we got? Who do we got? Greeny, Armando's in here. How is the audio quality? Can I get some feedback from the goblins in here? And then we will go ahead and get started once I get a good mic check here. What are all these emojis? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So again, we start off with analyzing the markets. You know, where's the markets going? Obviously, I can't tell you that. Nobody can. But we try to just look at the narrative, right? We don't have any bias. We're not like, you know, we're not hyping the shit. We're not saying, oh, it's going to go up or, oh, it's going to go down. We really don't know. We never know. Otherwise, we'd all be, you know, stupid ass rich. But we like to look at the current narrative, and that can help us anticipate, right, what the next move could be. You know, we draw out key levels on the chart so that if price gets near those levels, that's an area you can watch to say, hey, You know, if we break this level, chances are we're probably going to go down. Hey, if we break this level, chances are we're probably going to go up, and so forth. So you really just play it one day at a time, and that's why we host live streams every single day privately, because of things like that, because the market's just so dynamic. So the best way you can watch the markets, okay, for those who don't know, I think the easiest way for anybody is whatever trading platform you have, or even if you don't have a trading platform, you can just go on the internet and type in SPY chart, okay, SPY. This is really just the stock market in essence. It's the S&P 500. A lot of people watch it. It's a big one to watch, and it's an easy one to watch. It's easy to remember SPY, and it's very well respected. So if you're ever trying to gauge where's the market at today, is it up, down, is the market red, whatever, why are all my stocks red on my watch list? Well, it's probably because SPY is red, okay? That's how well it's respected. So looking at SPY here, SPY is in a very interesting spot. If we zoom out, right, on the higher time frame, right now SPY, it's getting near all-time highs, okay? This is a pretty significant area. All-time highs, I mean, think about that. This is the highest the stock market has ever been on SPY, right? It's the highest it's ever been. We haven't seen that height since we got out of COVID. So if we go back in time here, we kind of go through this time machine, right? We had the pandemic right here. That's when the market just completely dumped, okay? So we had the global pandemic. We printed a shit ton of money, and then the market just pushed up hard for almost 2 years straight. After it got done pushing up hard, we capped out at the prior all-time highs. And then really since then, over kind of the last almost 2 years now, we kind of just been dragging around. We're trying to identify ourselves. We're trying to save the ship. We're trying to, it's just volatility. The market's just trying to recover all that was lost since we left all-time highs. And right now we've already swung all the way back to that area, which is pretty incredible. Now, the closer we get to this, the more caution I would have, okay? So let's mark all-time highs right now on SPY, right? That's going to be 479.98. To keep it simple, just say 480. So as we get near 480, you just have to be very cautious, because whenever the markets or anything gets near a big level like this, typically there can be a typically there's going to be a reaction regardless, but because of that, right, we need to anticipate that and then kind of wait. We have to wait till the storm kind of irons out. So right now it's the calm before the storm, in my opinion, right? Assuming that we get up there. Right now it's the calm before the storm. Market's just slowly creeping up there. It doesn't mean it's going to get up there, but when and if it does, right, this is when the storm's going to start. So when we get near there, a lot of things can happen. It can push to the upside, right? It can break out, and then we create new highs, new all-time highs. It can reject it, or it can struggle at it and trade sideways. So those are really the three key actions you just need to watch when you're looking at the markets, right? It's very simple. Price is either going to go up, down, or sideways. That's the main thing. Now, if you guys are new to stock trading, or those who aren't new, right, generally speaking, if price is trading sideways, you don't want to be trading. When price is trading sideways, it's it's kind of in discovery mode. There's uncertainty on where it's going. Versus like when price is pushing up, it's going to keep pushing up usually if there's momentum and a lot of other factors. And same if it goes down. So preferably, you want the market to have more clarity in the direction that it's going. When it's going sideways, there's no clarity, right? You're guessing. It can go up or down from here. But if it's going up, then it's going up. If it's going down, then it's going down, okay? So that's the key thing I would watch is 480 on SPY. That's the big one, okay? And again, a word of advice, right, is with any stock that you're watching, I would advise you are watching SPY alongside with it, okay? Even if it's penny stocks, penny stocks are a little different. They can run separately, but generally speaking, for most big, more real companies, more larger companies, they will run with SPY. So if SPY's super red on the day, probably 90% of the stocks you're looking at are going to be red on the day, okay? Same, vice versa. If SPY's green on the day, 90% of your stocks that you're watching are probably going to be green. If it's trading sideways, it's a mixed bag. We really don't know. And that's why trading sideways is tough, right? Because there's just no clear direction. So I think the easiest way to keep this for now is we're going to watch 480. And, the easiest way to do this is just automate the process. What I like to do is set alerts on my chart. Again, what I'm using is TradingView. whatever you're using, whatever charting platform you use or whatever, you can set alerts. They all allow you to do it. So I'm going to set one there at 480. But that's kind of the main thing I'm watching here. Now, if we go to the lower time frames, right? The S&P, it's kind of trading sideways as we speak right now, right? It's kind of holding within this box here, more or less. It's creeping out a little bit. It's got imperfections, right? It's creeped out a little bit here. It's came down a little bit down here, but generally speaking, right, it's trading sideways, right? And because of this, it makes it tough to trade. Historically, people don't really trade the last week of the year because the volume is very low. And when you have low volume, it's harder to trade. And you know, there's just less trading going on. So it's harder to have an edge in the markets. It's harder to predict where things could go if there's less people trading it versus if there's a shit ton of people trading it. It's typically easier to see things move, okay? But right now the movement's just kind of random. It's uncertain. You know, it's dancing around right now. So once we get out of this dance, which starts next week, there's only one more day in this week, so we're okay here. Once we get out of this dance here, we should hopefully, you know, have a little bit more fluid of a stock market again. And it'll make it a lot more easier to trade. So in the meantime, I would say for the rest of this week, you know, I personally am going to be hanging tight. Obviously, I'm looking for opportunities throughout the day, right? And if I see them, I'll alert our private Discord group. I won't alert the free group, but I'll be in there hanging out if you guys have questions. But, you know, if I see anything, I'll let the group know what I'm grabbing. And then our other analysts as well who day trade every single day, they'll let you know as well. But a lot of us are going to be, you know, chilling for a little bit, at least through the end of this week again, which is just one more day of the week. So we're chilling. But that's the big thing I'd watch is the 480 on SPY, okay? Keep it simple. Trading is all about keeping it simple. It's a simple game, but it's not easy, okay? Those are two different words. Trading is very simple, but it's not easy, right? You don't need to have all this shit on your charts. You don't have to have all these indicators, all this bullshit. You have to have a general understanding of how price moves. And from there, right, you just play one thing at a time. And then when the market shows its hand, right, that's when you jump into the trade and then you just see what the result is. And that's all trading is, you know. But you want a result that wins more than loses because overall you're going to end up winning in the end, right? Over a span of 10 trades, if I win, there's scenarios where I could win only half those trades, right? 5 out of 10 trades and still make money at the end of those 10 days or 10 trades. But most people aren't patient. They can't wait, right? That's that not easy part of trading. But the easy part is, you know, the simple part is identifying the setups. The hard part is trading the setups, and that's what we show people at ProfitLink. So I think in the meantime, you know, hang tight. That's what I would do, and we'll go from there. So right now I'm going to open it up to the chat. I don't see anybody asking questions. I do see some communication in here, though. Appreciate y'all. Silver Fox, what's up, brother? Damn, Silver, you left us, man. Where you been, dude? We've been making money, dude. Not this week, but we've been making money. I'll show you one thing I traded today. All right, I'll give you a little sauce. So last night I alerted Apple calls to the group, and these things absolutely clapped cheeks. Okay, let's take a look. So we looked at Apple. I'm not gonna exactly break down the strategy. That's for the private Discord. But Apple last night, I kid you not, if you need proof, fuck it, dude. I'll send you all the proof you want. All right, dog? Don't tell me. Check this out. I sent alert out right here, right? So I typically send alerts out, at least me personally. The other analysts are sending more alerts out during the day. The way I like to trade is I like to buy stuff before the day ends and then sell it when the next day starts. So I keep it super simple, and I like it because anybody can do this, right? Anybody with a 9-to-5 job can manage this strategy, and I'm telling you, when it hits, it fucking hits, and it did today. So I signaled Apple here, and I sold... Where did I sell that, guys? I think I sold right there, literally at the peak. I sold right there because we had 2 big green candles. Yep. Right. So that's the move we caught. I don't remember what the percent was. It was really good, but because I sold it so fast. But that was a good trade, right? And look how simple that is. And I don't know if you guys can see these boxes here. I don't know if you can, but the market actually closed right here yesterday. Whoops. It closed right here. The fuck? Sorry, it's like posting a link for the stream. Oh, let me get a line in here. So the market closed right there yesterday, and it opened right here today, right? And that's it. I mean, this trade, if you were to count like on your watch or whatever, this trade, I mean, literally I spent 5 minutes on it, right? I bought it a couple minutes before the bell, which was, 3 minutes a time. And then as soon as the bell opened up today, I spent another 3 minutes and I sold the motherfucker. So, this is literally like a 5 to 10 minute trade. And, we make guap on it. So a lot of good opportunities there. So that was one trade I sent out to the group last night. That was dope. Let's go back to SPY real quick. Yeah, so like I said on SPY, I'm really waiting for us to kind of get out of it. Let's call this purple box here. We are creeping out of it. So prematurely, we are clearing out of this range. But, you have to take it with a grain of salt, because of the things I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, being that this is historically just not the greatest week to be trading. A lot of people turn off the screens during this time, and it's probably a healthy thing because, you can kind of kick back with the family, let the mind kind of sizzle down from trading, because it can be very mentally tasking. But yeah, if you look at SPY today, though, this was today's price movements here, and you can see it just kind of chopped around, traded sideways. This shit is hard to trade. I mean, look at this. There's no clear movement, right? We want days like, let's go back in time. Like, we want a day like that right there. Look at that day. Look at that. Okay, that was news, but day like this, right? Just where it's like it's moving in a specific direction. It can be up or down. It doesn't matter. That's why we trade options quite a bit at ProfitLink, because it enables us to not be, trapped, right? The beauty of options is you can make money if price goes up or down. It's fucking beautiful. So, it's part of why we're so passionate about it, right? Even a day like this is a lot better than what we had today, right? You had a big push at the morning, right? Kind of capped out, pulled back, bounced, right? Capped out again, pulled back, bounced, and then rallied the rest of the day. But yeah, you got this shit like today. This that barcode shit. It look like a barcode right now. Fucking scan this shit. Fucking QR code looking ass. This looks terrible. This looks terrible. I wouldn't trade it. Chaluda? I don't know what Chaluda means. Yeah, Granny, you get the webcam today. You get to stare in my face. Let's see. Nismo. Wait, that's not Alex. You don't even know who you're talking to right now, dog? Goof. All right. So I'm going to open it up for questions. I mean, if you guys have stocks, if any of you guys here are from Instagram, here's your opportunity, right? You can ask me anything. Again, I don't do this often. Well, most of our members pay for this shit. So, take advantage of it. I'll spit you some game once in a while. But if you're looking at a particular stock or anything, let me know. I'll take a look at it for you. I'll give you my opinion, and we'll pull up the chart here, and we'll move on from there. Oh, I turned it to all not subs. Ha! Okay, I'll fix that if I can. Shit. The main reason I did that, honestly, is so people sub. But I do know if you sign up, if you subscribe within the first 5 minutes, you are able to chat. Okay, so I turned off subscriber only mode. I don't know if you guys can see that. So go ahead. The floodgates are open. Sorry about that, guys. But you should subscribe. The main reason is so you can turn on notifications. I know it's not some cliche YouTube shit. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. Fuck that shit. The main reason is so that, it's just easier for you to know we're... Bless me. It's easier for you to know when we're going live. So it's you just want to automate things in life. It just makes it easier. Because it's nice too on YouTube because they'll ping you I think 30 minutes or an hour before it starts. So then you can be like, oh shit, I forgot KP's going live tonight. And he only does this once a week, so I better eat. Abraham Ibada, what's up, brother? You want to look at AI? Yeah, so this one, I think you signed up for ProfitLink, didn't you? Someone just asked about this in the group. So on AI here, there's a couple of things. So I'm gonna give you my opinion about the AI space, and then I'm gonna give you my opinion about the chart. So the AI space in totality, it's pretty hard to bet against it right now because, in my opinion, I do think it's kind of in the genesis right now. Right now, it's more generative AI. It's more of a simplified form, and it exponentially has potential to grow, and that's kind of been the big fear with AI, right? It can grow so fast, it can learn so fast. Skynet, fucking nukes. So that's kind of been the scary thing about AI. But anyways, I do think AI is just getting started. You're seeing tech companies really hold up this market, okay? You're seeing the big tech companies. I'm talking Google, Microsoft, right? Even Tesla, right? Who else we have? Anyways, Google, Microsoft, all those guys, Meta, right? They're all dabbling with AI right now, and I think we're just getting started. Now, something I saw the other day, Nancy Pelosi, she spent $5 million. She got $5 million 120 strike price calls on NVIDIA. They expire, I think, December 24th, 2024. So she basically is long on NVIDIA. She thinks NVIDIA is going to go up in the next year. And I'm going to tell you what, she has a pretty damn good track record because she's right like 90% of her trades. It's just fucking ridiculous. It's not even realistic, but there's a queue, right? And then many other queues. Just the AI space, it just doesn't go away. NVIDIA was the epitome of AI this year. NVIDIA is ungodly, son. I mean, look at this thing. This was NVIDIA, guys. This was NVIDIA the beginning of last year. Let's go back in time. January 3rd, this was where NVIDIA was trading. $146. Okay? Look what happened this year. Because of AI. Boom, motherfuckers off the charts, dude, and it's still going, and I think it's going to still keep going. Doesn't mean I'm gonna bet on it, right? Because I'm not a gambler, but if things show their hand, right? If I see the right things on the charts, I'm willing to take a wager on it. But I do think NVIDIA is just getting, I do think AI is just getting started. One thing I am noting with AI, the stock AI, is that C3 AI. Is this prior low here? This $23, we can call it 30 cents, just make it clean. It's easy to watch, easy to note, right? That 23.30, that's our last like kind of floor that we held, and we bounced from there ever since. And that was a couple weeks back in October, middle of October. So, as long as we're holding that up, I think we're sitting pretty good. One thing I'd be a little bit cautious with, if you know anything about stock patterns, you could have a little bit of a head and shoulders maybe forming here, but again, that doesn't mean shit until it means shit, so I wouldn't really worry. One thing that is interesting as well is that it's been making a continuous push over the last week, right? So AI has been forming what's called higher lows, right? And higher highs as well, right? So that's good. That means it's climbing, right? The lows are getting higher and the highs are getting higher. So the price is literally climbing for at least 3 consecutive trading days. So that's always a good sign. But just the way that it's been moving historically, this is one you're gonna have to be patient with. But if your overall horizon is long term, I think AI is kind of hard to bet against, honestly. Okay, not financial advice, but AI just looks too. I just think it's just getting started, guys. I mean, AI is like in its simplest form right now, and I'm thinking Terminator, Skynet by 2026. So I'm bullish. Go over Riot, man. I ain't covering Riot. I already covered it, man. Look at this dude, man. This dude in the private Discord, and he already lost. Come on, Armando. I posted a chart analysis with pictures and descriptions for you, brother. You guys only trade futures? No. We trade futures, options, and penny stocks. Okay, we have the whole breadth, and crypto. Okay, and forex. So we have all of it. Okay, majority of it's gonna be options. Okay, but it's not limited. Okay, we have everything in there as far as the eye can see. Now, me personally, I trade futures and options. I trade futures a lot. you know, I just started getting into it a few months ago, and I really like it. And we have people in here that are all about futures, man. Futures is like a drug. I tell you what, when you guys start getting into futures one day, if you ever do, it's just a drug, man. So we have a bunch of druggies. And my point that I'm making is the fact that we have people so interested in futures, you know, there's passion behind it and there's enthusiasm. So even if you guys don't know anything about futures, we have plenty of guys in here that could show you a thing or two very quickly. Like, this doesn't all come from me. This is the beauty of this community. It's not like, you know, a ringleader. It's not like KP. I'm showing everybody everything. It's a collaborative effort. And that's why it's such a good group. And that's why I'm passionate about it. I'll tell you what, I've done this Discord shit, this stock shit for years, guys. I've been doing this for years, okay? I didn't really start getting like crazy good or really, really serious until probably like 3 years ago. But I've probably been doing this for like 5 years. And, you know, this Discord thing, like I said, I've paid a lot of money. I've joined a lot of different Discords. And I basically took bits and pieces, the goods, the bads out of all of them. And I said, I'm going to do my own thing. And we just like what we have because there's genuality to it. I mean, I'm fucking cussing on the live stream and all this shit. I mean, I will spend time with you, and we will spend time with you if it's, you know, as much as needed, okay? You know, we truly walk the dog with people. What happens is, you know, there's what happens a lot of the time, not a lot of the time, but what happens sometimes is people jump right in here and they're like, I'm going to get rich tomorrow. And then, you know, they trade like a degen, and then they lose all their money and they blame it on ProfitLink. And it's like, dude, but if you were to truly saturate in our community and our environment that we have, it's absolute that you're going to come out learning something. It's absolute that you're going to get better at trading, but you have to invest in yourself. And this philosophy carries across life. It's not just stock trading. So, you know, one place you can start is in stock trading. You know, take it one day at a time. You know, you're not just paying for alerts. I'd argue alerts is 10% of what you're paying for. Alerts is just the sugar on top. You're paying for the mentorship. You're paying for the dedicated knowledge. You're paying for the dedicated support. I was never getting that out of Discords, okay? Unless I'm paying, you know, $300 an hour to some guy. You know, I was never getting that. So, you know, some guys, they go live and they'll throw you some nuggets and shit, but we literally just fucking grind it down to the bone until you get it down. And some people, they're not patient, and some people they put it all on black. They're not willing to learn the process of trading, and then they're just like, all right, fuck this, I can't trade. And it's like, you can trade, you just didn't invest in yourself to learn the skill. You didn't invest in this opportunity you have. You didn't invest in this community that you have in front of you. You just listen to like a few alerts. You put all your money on black, and then you hope that you're rich. It's like, come on, dude. That's the crude reality of trading. Is that's not trading. Okay, that's this facade that all these guys create on social media. Oh, look at driving the Lamborghini, join my group. It's like, bro, okay. And I fell for it myself, but this is a very unique space that we have. And honestly, if you guys join us someday, we hope that you capitalize, because plenty of others have, and they're sitting pretty good right now. And you know, I think they would never take back the knowledge that they have at the very least, right? At the very least, you will get something out of this group, whether it's financial or it's mental or whatever it is, right? You will get something out of this. All right. So can you chart VS? Excuse me, I'm just short on breath there. I went into my bag. Yeah, so VS, this is so this is a micro cap. This is a very volatile, just small, it's actually a micro cap company. So this one's pretty beaten down. It's literally decaying. So you got to be really careful with these things, right? I mean, look how it's traded historically. I mean, holy shit. I mean, how? So what, all-time highs is like $200. So you got to be really careful with these things. Now, if you're trapped in this thing, you know, first you got to do two things. I think the first thing is, you know, you're going to have to, you do need a plan. You got to say, hey, you know, when am I going to cut ties with this thing, or I'm going to stare at this thing for another 10 months? So, you know, sometimes you just got to take the punch, because you're just wasting life. You know, we could be out of this thing right now and on to the next thing, and you could be recovering that money if you lost it, per se. That's the bad, bag holding is like the worst. It's the absolute worst thing in trading, because what I try to tell people is that, there's no merit in bag holding. You just bite the bullet, take the loss, and move on, because, like I said, you could be holding on to something for 10 months, just burning money and praying every day, or you could have been spending, or you could have cut your losses 10 months ago, right? Still take the hit. It's still going to suck, but you have 10 months now to recover from the suck, and you will more than likely have recovered everything you lost over those 10 months, assuming XYZ. So, it's better to just bite the bullet now and just get over it. But, right now where it's at, there is momentary optimism. Today, it actually had a lot of volume today. It looks like it had some news. Approves reverse stock split. Okay, so they're actually doing a reverse stock split. So you could get a little bit of a pump. Now, the only thing with that is that it does dilute the shares. So the actual intrinsic value of this stock is going to plummet if they do a reverse stock split. But, it is what it is. Yeah, so it is what it is. But if we zoom in here, this is a floor that I've been watching here on this guy. I think it was, I just looked at this the other day. I think it was 15 cents or 14.50 or something like that. You can see this is a common level, right? That tends to hold. It's, 1, 2, 3 touches. And, yesterday was a statement, because it actually attempted to actually blow to the downside, right? Just get slapped. And then you had this big wick on the bottom. So that basically tells me that this thing was pushing down hard, pretending to break down further. And then the buyers came in very last minute and said, psych. And that's what that wick was. And then look at what happened the following day. That's weird, right? So the markets almost talk to you sometimes. Yeah, if you look, that the news is interesting. I would pay attention to this a little bit if you're in it. Again, I don't offer financial advice, but common sense says if we just had news, let it ride, man. It could get momentum off this news. That's a lot of volume coming in out of nowhere. It hasn't had volume like that since, November? So over a month ago, it hasn't had volume like that. So that there's some optimism momentarily. Again, holding that 14.50, that's kind of your threshold, or 15 cents, right? And then the next cycle level, let's take a look here. I think the easiest thing is just to watch these wicks where it flagged up. So 22.30, let's go back across here. Yeah, I'd just keep it simple, dude. 22.30. I'm going a little bit closer. There's a level there, just about that area. Yeah, it's about 2019. It's really hard to tell with this thing, because the candles make it difficult to analyze. But I've traded a lot of penny stocks in the past, so I do have a grasp, I think, on them. And 22.30, I would just keep it simple. Watch that 22.30, because there's something going on there, right? Price absolutely skyrocketed up to that guy in the pre-market, and then it just stops. So 22.30, and then at the very least, we need to break today's high, which is 21 cents, right? So when you're watching these micro caps, try to watch these clean psychological levels. It could be every cent or two. It looks like with this guy at least. So right now we kind of ended the day floating around 18 cents, and then we just need, there's levels to this shit. So 21 cents, I'd watch that on the way up next, and then at 22.30, if you clear past 22.30, could be talking. 22.83, that's a big one there too. That's a big pivot. It's a big spot there. And then obviously, if you can claim, 41 cents, that'd be dope. That would be dope. Let's see. All right. Nancy don't miss. Of course, not inside either. I'm going to buy NVIDIA calls, and then 3 months later, I'm going to approve this bill that's going to make NVIDIA launch. Okay, bet. Thoughts on FAMI? All right, you guys got to stop bag holding. So here's the biggest thing I've learned over the last 3 years when I started taking trading way more serious. You have to take it serious. you want to trade stuff of quality, okay? Like just high level. This thing is at $1.24 a share. Okay. This is a quality stock. Tesla, it's at $254. Right? So quality over quantity is so big in trading. Just period. The setup, the stock you're trading, right? You want to trade quality stuff. Family's just like, I mean, it's deteriorating. It's decaying. I used to be a family bull, but that's okay. You know, that was 2 years ago. I moved on, right? I didn't bag hold. I made my profits on family. We got big spikes out of it, but someday we do have to smell the roses, okay? And I'm very direct with people. That's just my style. And it's because trading this isn't a pity fiddle fucking game. Like, you know, people don't make it in trading unless they hear it, right? People won't make it in trading if you're just going to hold their hand and clap and go, good job, good job. No, it might recover someday. And fuck that shit. I'm going to tell you right now, this looks like shit, but in the interim, it is starting to curl a little bit. You do have a floor around like $1.09, $1.10. You can see that curl coming. It is spiky, right? There's your curl. So in the very interim, it's moving, but unless there's a catalyst or something coming up, you know, like, what is this thing? You know, it's trending down. It's trending down. You just got to be careful with this stuff, you know. I guess I was drawing something back there 10 years ago, but how long ago was that? That was over a year ago. All right, so you got to just be, you got to be careful with this stuff, you know. Why, and you know, ask yourself too, like, why did you jump into this? Why are you still in it? If you ask all those questions, you know, you have to face the music with trading. That's the biggest thing, is accountability. Face the music, right? Because people are too scared to face the music. They're too scared. It's, you know, it's false deniability. They're just like, well, you know, I think it's gonna go up. Oh, they got some news coming out about some mushrooms. It's like, fuck that shit. All right, let's move on. Let's go find some shit that's gonna make you fucking money. This thing ain't gonna make you money right now, unless it somehow has some explosion out of nowhere. But I think other stocks will explode 10 times over before this has one explosion. So, you know, the odds are just not. They're not in your favor. Again, you know, I hate to be the one to tell you it, but I mean, if I just zoom out on this, what's telling me to buy this thing right now? This thing, you know what I mean? If you saw a chart going like this, you know what I'm like, we gotta wake up, team. We gotta wake up. So family, like I said, I think in the very short term, it's starting to curl a little bit. I don't know what price targets you're going. That would help me too. You know, kind of like, you know, what price are you at on this thing? What price are you going for? So I can help you a little bit better, because you might be making money on this thing for all I know. I'm just saying, you know, outside looking in. You know, usually when people ask me about stuff like this, 90% of the time, you know, they bought it at $5 and now it's at $1.24. So, you know, I'm just, you know, profiling, but I really don't know. I really don't know your situation on this, but I would say in the very, very, very short term, you know, there's some upside optimism. It's kind of hard to read these candles, but I can generally see it as curling here. Definitely need to get above $1.49, probably $1.50, right? Big cycle level, but $1.49, it looks like on the hair there. That's what I'd be watching on the way up. You DC'd NVIDIA at 108, sold at 130. Damn, bro, you paper-handed that shit. Bernard for the win. Best community in the game. David. Thanks, brother. I want to learn about stocks because Papa ain't paying enough. I'm telling you guys, if you know, this has changed my life, man. I mean, like, you know, like, fuck all the Discord shit. Like, stock trading has changed my life, man. It is a great thing. I argue to this day, I don't think there's any more lucrative way to make money in the world. I just don't. Nobody can, dude, challenge me on this shit. I'll debate it all day. You tell me where in the world I can go, pull up a chart, press some fucking buttons with the internet connection, and make thousands of dollars. Like, there's just not a lot of jobs that can do that. Obviously, people have, people who are multimillionaires, of course they have systems, their Shopify is blowing up today. Okay, they made another 7 bands today, this hour, another 7 bands that hour. Got it, whatever. There's automated systems. They had to build that up. But I don't know a lot of methods that are that lucrative where you're truly in control. You can trade anywhere in the world with just an internet connection, and you can make like disgusting amounts of money with no cap. So I don't know any other occupation, opportunity, activity. Seriously, I just don't. And with anything that is even similar to that. And so that's why I'm so passionate about trading. I think it's so worth like cracking the code. Right? I always say crack the code. I just think it's just such an investment worth learning, right? The days where it gets tough, the days where you're red and stuff like that, that's where you need to kind of bring it home and say, if I just figure this, I just stick with it, man. If I just figure this out, man, this can be disgusting money. I mean, guys, you can change your life in a few months, man. I've seen it happen. I have guys. There's guys that I know, man. They're making 6 figures. They're engineers. They're making $140,000 a year, which is pretty good money, and they've quit their jobs because they were able to make like $500 to $1,000 a day, which honestly, when it comes to stock trading, that ain't shit. You should see some fucking, there's a fucking Dre, he's part of this group. Motherfuckers made, I think his biggest day was like 300. He made like $300,000 in one day. Like, come on, dude. That is fucked up. That is like, that people go to school for like 15 fucking years to like make that kind of money, and even when they're making that money, it takes them a year to make it because that's their salary. Motherfucker made it pressing some buttons on the screen. And one day, bro, it's just like it's a spit in your face, man. I think that's worth learning. If that doesn't fire you up, I don't know what does. But man, it's such an opportunistic space. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Trade till I die. I always wonder if Mo is still in G-Sun. G-Sun? Let me see this thing, dude. Yeah. Let's see. Daily. Yeah, like I said, we got to smell the roses someday. But, he might have done his research with that. That's why, I don't want to dog it too much. A lot of these stocks, FAMI, G-Sun, VS, is because I'm just looking at the charts, guys. I'm just giving it a raw-ass analysis. I don't know anything about these companies for the most part at this point in time. I don't know anything about these companies. I don't know what the potential looks like. I don't know that person's intention with the stock either. If they're holding it for 5 to 10 years, then I can't even argue, right? Because, I mean, who the fuck knows where this thing could be? So, it's hard for me to gauge it, where that person's mindset is at. But I would say, as a trader, right? I'm a trader, guys. I like making a lot of money in a very short amount of time. I mean, I would think you would too, but me with that mindset, this doesn't work for me. I can't. I've done the bag hold thing, dude. When I was first in my beginning years of trading, I would just bag hold shit all the time, and I come to value time more, first of all, and second of all, there's just, I mean, you might as well cut your losses, because like I said, you're going to be holding this motherfucker for 10 months, losing all this money, sometimes more money, right? And even if you were break even over those 10 months, even if the price didn't move for 10 months straight, you just wasted 10 months sitting on this motherfucker, when within those 10 months you could have been finding opportunities in the markets to make money. Because there are opportunities every day in the stock market. That's why I love it. It never sleeps, okay? I think it does sleep like an hour a day, but technically. But either way, there's always ways to make money, and you're not making money by hope, man. Hope is this is a grown ass man game, or woman, okay? This is for grown ass men and women, and I'm telling you, it's gonna make you humble. And you can't hope doesn't exist in this world, bro. Hope does not exist here. This has no room for hope, okay? Because hope will run you to the ground. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, just take my word for it, and many others that I'm sure have gone through this bag hold cycle before. Okay. 100. That's a new YouTube thing. I don't know what the fuck that is. That must have just, that's new, man. I don't know what that is. You got some videos you recommend? Yeah, they're all within the ProfitLink private Discord, baby. Those are the videos you can watch. They're real good. No joke. There are a lot of good ones in there you can watch. You know, for me with trading, you can really go any direction with it. But from a high level, I would say the main things to focus on in trading is price action. Okay, price action is it's kind of broad, but price action, right? Understand, you know, how the markets move and how price moves. Understand the candles, right? How does it move, right? You know, I understand that. Okay, and then the second piece is risk management. Okay, how are you cutting your losses and not bag holding? How are you exiting your trade when you're in profits? How are you exiting when you're in loss, right? How are you doing those things? Having a plan, creating an edge, risk management. How are you sizing each time you get into a trade? Are you fucking full send every time? I hope not, but like, how are you sizing it? Like, if you can't spell it out, if you can't tell me, hey, I have $5,000 in my account and every trade I only risk $500 per trade. If you can't tell me that right now, that tells me your risk management's off. So first thing is understanding how price moves, okay? Which in a broad sense is price action. Second thing is risk management, okay? How are you managing your risk in this game? Because you will not win every single day. That's why these fucking people on social media, they're, you know, we win every day. It's not true. It's not true. I'm telling you right now, okay? It's not fucking true. And if it is true, good for them, but nobody's 100%. I'm just going to tell you that right now, okay? They're just good at selling the narrative. The third thing is, which is the most important by far, is your psychology, right? That's so important. To this day, I am constantly reading, studying up, practicing, meditating to this day to work on my psychology, because once you understand price action, once you understand risk management, if you don't have that third step in lock, none of this shit matters. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how good you are at charting. I don't give a fuck how good you are at calling out plays. See, I was right. Okay, did you trade it? Bet. You know why you didn't trade it? Because your psychology's off, right? It's easy as fuck to find plays. It's easy as fuck to chart. You know what's hard is executing. That's what's hard. And that's the hardest part about trading. And that boils down to the psychology behind it. 100% all day. Psychology is number one. It is king in trading. Absolutely. Some of the best traders I've ever met in my life were some of the dumbest people I've ever met. I mean, not the dumbest people I've ever met, but they're just they're simple. They're simple-minded, not in a dumb way. It's not like their IQ's low, but they're not overthinkers. They're like honestly, like if you're an overthinker just naturally, or you know, you're a creative mind or something, you're probably naturally going to struggle more because you're overthinking. And while you're in the trade, you're like, fuck, is it going up? Wait, oh, I saw this, now it's going down. Wait, oh, maybe not. Oh, wait. And then your mind's just like, versus simple people, they're just like, okay, enter. Okay, hit that spot. Sell. You know what I'm saying? So those are the three. Those are the three major keys to trading. Absolutely, hands down, the most significant things in trading. If I were to dumb it down, you know, those are the three. That is the mecca. If you master each one of those, if you understand each one of those, if you have a system for each one of those, you will make so much money. You will make so much money in this thing, life-changing amounts. I mean, generational money, okay? So understanding how price moves, how the markets moves, price action, okay? And then all these funnel down, right? And that's what we'll teach through the the ProfitLink private Discord. We changed our name recently. Through the ProfitLink private Discord, we funnel those down for you, right? I can only speak about so much in a short little live stream, but you know, starting with the first one, price action, that funnels down, right? You know, what are structures in the price? You know, support and resistance levels, you know, candlestick patterns, all that shit. That funnels down, okay? And then you have the second pillar, right, which is risk management, and that funnels down, right? You know, max lot size, being able to, you know, stay dynamic with the markets, right? Being more risk on, risk off, right? If it's a tougher week to trade, we probably should risk less money, right? Duh, right? It sounds easy, but it's not. understanding, when do we get out? When do we get in, right? Risk management. That's your second pillar. Your third pillar, the most important, is psychology, and that funnels down into many things, right? Greed, fear, right? Not getting too greedy in a trade if you're way up in it, right? How do we manage that mentality? Fear, right? How do we sell this thing instead of bag holding it for 10 months, right? How do we learn how to just be robotic, right? It hits this level, I'm out, no and ifs or buts, right? How do we trump that? How do we traverse through fear? So, we master those 3 pillars, and we strive to master them in ProfitLink day by day, every single day. And we will keep hammering it down until the day it is done and you're off to the races, right? My goal at ProfitLink, right, is to not just give you trade signals. Like I said, that is the sugar on top. It is not the priority of our group, okay? I know that's what everybody wants, but I want you guys to be able to, I want you to be giving out trade signals one day. That is my goal. I want to teach you how to be able to do that, right? I want you to flock, right? Come into our community, saturate for a little bit, become a fucking just straight fucking cock diesel, son. Just be ready to trade, and you come out making all this money, go start your own fucking Discord then, right? That's all I want for you guys, because I'm passionate about this game. I am passionate about trading. I'm passionate about teaching it. That's why I do it, right? I don't it's not about money for me. I just really enjoy stock trading. I like the challenge that it brings. It challenges you from tooth and nail as a person, right? And it's no different than learning any other skill in life. If you guys want to get into real estate one day, if you want to be the best fucking, underwater welder in the world, if you want to be a bodybuilder, if you want to do any of these things, you want to be highly successful at anything in life, it requires the same amount of effort, right? Constant failure, right? Identifying those 3 pillars, maybe there's 4 pillars, whatever the skill is, identifying the key things you got to focus on, chiseling away at it, 1% better every day. It's the same shit, different day. Just for me, fortunately, it fell into the realm of stock trading because that's my thing, that's my niche, and I like it. And I think it's very opportunistic for people. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy that, you can make this kind of money by pressing some buttons anywhere in the world. I mean, the shit that's not cliche, that is true. With like these gurus out there, driving their Lambos and shit. It's true. Like, you can make thousands of dollars on the beach. You can make thousands of dollars on the PJ, the private jet. You can do all that. That's definitely like true. Okay. Like, that's not fake shit. Those aren't screenshots. You can do that. You literally need an internet connection and a fucking cell phone. And guess what? Everybody in the fucking world has, right? So it's very possible. All right. So with that, these next few minutes here, I'm going to probably take, 1 or 2 more questions, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. But before we leave, again, don't forget, sorry to blind you, make sure you follow the boy, hit profitlink.co up on Instagram. We also have other socials such as TikTok that's growing right now. And then, of course, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Turn on the notifications, okay? That's just for your sake. This isn't some cliche, like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit. I'm telling you, just do it because it'll help you out. That way you don't have to rely on Instagram. You have an automated system to where you can pop up on your phone and say, oh, looks like KP's going live, bet. All right. And then, of course, dabble into the ProfitLink Discord. Again, guys, we offer a free option, okay? Come in for free, man. Come in for free. We welcome it. Again, we offer free watch lists every fucking day for stocks and crypto. I don't know anybody else doing that. That's a lot of value, guys. I had to argue to get that through, okay? I was like, I don't know, man. We're paying for that shit, but guess what? Join up on this motherfucker, right? Free daily stock watch list, free daily crypto watch list, free trading chat where your boy can hang out with the boys in there, or girls, right? The boy can hang out with you. And then, of course, if you're interested in taking your step much further, join up on the monthly access. There's plenty in here to offer. And like I said, aside from this bullet point list, it's much greater than this. It's literally dedicated mentorship. You're not going to get that from a community anywhere else. I mean, I'll let it speak for itself, but do me a favor and check those out before you leave today. All right. Can you sum up what's futures? Yeah, so just to keep it simple, there's three major indices, right? The plural word for index is indices, okay? Otherwise, you don't want to say there's 3 indexes. There's 3 indices, okay? You got the Dow Jones, right? You got the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You have the NASDAQ 100 futures. You have the NASDAQ 100, and you have the S&P 500. Okay, those are deemed as the futures for like the. I don't know where the word futures comes from necessarily. I'm not gonna boil it down to that sense. I'm just gonna keep it very simple. Usually, the futures are a representation of the like it's like the ultimate representation of the group, right? So your futures are, you know, what you want to defer to if you're following some type of market, like even corn. If you're like, and this is not a joke, you know, I lived in Iowa. I grew up in the Midwest, and there's literally corn futures that farmers look at. Like they're motherfuckers pulling up the charts. They're saying, what's corn trading at today? They look at corn futures because they sell corn, so they need to, this helps them show what the price is. Same with crude oil. So in the private Discord, I walk through crude oil futures like almost every live stream. And the reason I do that is because it's kind of cool, because you can literally see if gas prices are going to be up or down the next day, which is pretty badass. And that's probably a cool, you know, conversation piece. Plus, you know how many fucking babes you'll get to the club with that shit, baby? You can be like, what's up, baby? I know where gas prices are going tomorrow. How do I know? Bet. Let me pull up the chart. I'm telling you. So anyways, futures is like kind of the representation of the whole. So when it comes to the stock market, again, it's going to be those three major ones. Now, the S&P 500 is probably the most reputable one because it represents 80% of the U.S. economy. Okay, these are the top 500 traded public. These are the top 500 publicly traded companies in the United States. So the S&P 500 is probably the most well observed to this day. The Dow Jones is as well, but that's a whole nother topic. But the S&P is probably the ultimate, I would say, at this point. It just depends on your flavor, but generally speaking, that's kind of the easiest benchmark to watch. The next one is the NASDAQ 100. So these are the top 100, you know, publicly traded companies, more in kind of tech, but these are the top 100 like internationally traded public companies. So the problem with the NASDAQ is it's going to be more volatile. The reason is because you have a sprinkle of tech companies, which is just a natural volatile beast. You know, tech is just, there's a lot to it, but it's more volatile. It moves a little bit more than SPY or than the S&P. So when the S&P moves like this, right, the NASDAQ's moving like this. So it's a little more exaggerated. It's more volatile. The thing with that, though, it doesn't represent 80% of the U.S. economy because it's a mixed bag. It's international. So there's some Chinese companies in there. So that's why that's not as washed, I would say, as the S&P 500. And you have the Dow Jones Industrial Average. This is like your 30 like top like U.S. public traded companies, but it's a good benchmark because it has a good spread of like it's your industrials, right? So, you know, you have your big companies in there like, you know, Coca-Cola, Boeing, you know, stuff like that. And it's just a good benchmark for the U.S. economy as well. It's more traditional, I would say, and I don't think it has the same amount of breadth as the S&P does. Because the S&P also has like a sprinkle of tech in there and the industrial. So it's a good mixed bag. In my opinion, I think the S&P 500 is probably the easiest one to watch. So those are your futures. They kind of represent the whole. With crypto, you have futures as well. You have Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are pretty much like your major futures. Why? Well, think about it. Bitcoin and Ethereum pretty much represent the whole. They represent the market, right? So going back to the crude oil thing, right? Crude oil futures represents kind of the crude oil market, right? I'm sure there's different sections of that piece, of that pie we can slice up. But overall, you know, they're all pointing to the pie in the sky, which is the crude oil futures. Same with the S&P 500. The S&P has 500 different pieces inside of it, but the pie in the sky is the S&P 500, so that's the ultimate representation. So everything's pointing up to that, and that's probably the easiest analogy I can give you for now, without, you know, overstimulation of the brain. But, you know, we can talk more about it when you join the private Discord, man. That's all the sauce you get, man. All right, so it's at 10 o'clock now. I'll be moving into my new crib tomorrow. I'm super excited. I got to dismember my computer setup, and it's going to be fucking big. I ain't getting sleep. Fuck. But got to take all this apart. I'm going to be busy tonight. So I'm excited that you guys are able to, you know, partake in this. Hopefully you found value in it. And hopefully at the very least you joined the Discord for free, man. It's free, guys. I don't know what else what do you have to lose? I mean, what the fuck? But, you know, join up in. Welcome to have you. It's a great community. You know, we don't deal with no bullshit. So, you know, you don't have to worry about, you know, any crazies in there, but, you know, at the very least, join up on that. You know, if you couldn't tell just from this short little live stream how much value you can get out of this community, then I'll beat my own ass, okay? You're going to get some value from us. I'm almost certain. So go ahead and check that out. And with that, I'll leave it to it. If you're wondering what the link is to, it's in the description of this video if you want to check that out a little bit further. But beyond that, guys, I think I'm going to head out. Enjoy the rest of your night. Happy holidays. We got New Year's coming up, so, you know, turn up if you want. But, yeah, for the rest of this week, maybe just keep it a little bit more calm. Rest of this week is only one more day. I'd stay calm. And then as we jump into next week, boys and girls, we're going to get fired up. We're going to find some good plays. So with that, you'll enjoy the rest of your nights. We'll see you in the next one. All right, baby?